Welcome along to EXFL Tier 2 Season 11. We're here for round 14. It's the Azerbaijan Grand Prix here at the Baku City Circuit. We've got 15 drivers at the moment, maybe awaiting one or two more to join. Maybe, probably not, but we'll see by the end of quali. But at the moment, 3/4 of the grid full as the drivers make their way out onto the track 18 minutes ahead of what has got to be, at least in my opinion, the hardest lap to put together on the entire calendar. Baku, one of the most, if not the most challenging track of the 20 tracks on the calendar. So many tight twists and corners, long straights, just trying to stay out of the walls. Very few tracks like it. We have, Saudi that could maybe be thrown up there. We would have Monaco thrown in there, but obviously we don't race at Monaco, as that's the Williams of Bluey going straight on at turn 2. What else? We have Singapore, which is next week, which is of course challenging, but it's a bit more open with spaces. Abu Dhabi, that's definitely not a challenge. So yeah, Baku's definitely one of the most difficult, considering the walls are everywhere, especially at places like the castle section, which we see the Mercedes of Will going through now. So yeah, grid rundown for today. We've got Birdie Saints, who scored more points, well, I guess the same points last week than he has in his entire Tier 2 career. Since he joined midway through last season, he's scored 12 points, and he finished a career best 4th last week, which gained him, you guessed it, 12 points. So 24 to his total of his career. And yeah, his last couple of races he's been driving very well. And considering he also disconnected last week and dropped down to 9th at one point, a 4th was a great effort. It's a shame to see if he could have maybe been on the podium without the disconnect. So he'll be here at Baku hoping to continue his strong form. His brother in Tier 1 maybe giving him a few helping hands, because he's definitely shining at the moment. So we'll see what he can do as he's about to begin that. We've got Will reserving in the Mercedes, maybe potentially going full-time to Mercedes. Unfortunately, Ab Chubster will be leaving us soon, if not has already. He says he's unfortunately got too many things going on at the moment. Might not be able to do too many races now, if not any more. So we could be seeing Will in the Mercedes a lot more for the rest of the season. And it's a shame, because Chubbs is one of the most experienced drivers we've seen and have on the grid. But yeah, we'll look into that. And today was also supposed to be Frosty Life's last race. That has been delayed one more week, and he will make his final race at Singapore in 1 week's time. We got Dello in the Ferrari, finished 11th last week. Last few weeks he's been having connection issues, but hopefully as he exits onto the track now, that will be not continuing, and today can go smoothly for him. 30th race in EXFL Tier 2 for Dello. Is on the top 10 list for most races without a podium, unfortunately. Best career result of, I believe, 5th. And who knows, with it being Baku, one of the craziest and most unpredictable races of the season, I guess it lives up to the slogan of expect the unexpected. So we'll see what Dello can do. Adam, for the first time in his Tier 2 career, leads the World Championship, the 34th different driver in the 11 season history now, to lead the World Championship in Tier 2. After the results of last week, which saw Adam 2nd, Eggy 3rd, and Samurai 4th. Eggy got a 5-second time penalty for moving under braking on the last lap in front of Samurai, which promoted Samurai up to 3rd and Eggy down to 5th, which is what put Birdie into 4th. So instead of Eggy still holding on to his championship lead just ahead of Samurai, Samurai is 1 point ahead of Eggy, and Adam is 1 point ahead of Samurai. So 2 points separate the top 3. This is the last race Kobe's missing, the fortnight of races he's missing. He'll be back next week to try and claw whatever gap it will be to the top 3. But those are the 3 you have to watch out for. Adam, who crosses the line 2nd, Eggy, who's currently 15th, and Samurai, who's currently P10. A little bit of a rerun down now. Finn, who got pole in his first ever race in Hungary a few weeks back, is on provisional pole at the moment by 64 thousandths. His second race in Spa didn't exactly go to plan, 6th in the end. He missed last week, so he's back today for his third race and currently has got a good time on the board of a 39.8, just ahead of Adam in second. Evan, who qualified second last week, at least he finished the race, but it has not been a good spell of races for him in recent time. That has dropped him out of the contention from 26 points to 40 odd points now behind. He's got a lot of work to do, and hopefully, maybe in this last third of the season, he can show us what he's been doing in the first half. The middle part, he'll hope to forget. But at the moment, quite close. We've got Eggy then in 4th. I'm probably sure he wasn't too happy with the penalty, even though it was deserved, but he'll ignore that now, bounce back, because, again, it's literally a couple points between them all. Whoever beats, out of the three of them, whoever finishes the highest will lead the championship. It's as simple as that, I guess. So he's 4th at the moment. We've got Square Giraffe, who had a very dominant display in Netherlands, P5 at the moment, half a second off. But yeah, he will be replacing Frosty, full-time at McLaren, after Frosty makes his final race next week in Singapore. So he's reserving today still in the McLaren. Yeah, very dominant drive last week. Obviously got the win, nearly lost it. And if Eggy hadn't had that issue, Eggy would have won. But it kind of went a bit opposite for him. Potential 5th in the end. And yeah, Square Giraffe 5th at the moment. Yannick goes P7 in the RB. Pretty much where he's been all season, really, since he made his debut in Spain. But he's been getting some consistent points, and you never know with next season and whatnot where he could be. Ocean Blade 7th at the moment. Also kind of been where he's been trailing a little bit. Just outside the top 10 and whatnot. But he's getting to grips with strategy and whatnot. I'm guessing a lot of these guys are just trying to get a lap time on the board. Dello went 6th as well. So yeah, top 6 for Ferrari. That's good to see. Then we see Will in P9. Matt reserving in the Haas, the 2016 livery. We haven't seen any McLaren driver this season use the special chrome livery. I'm pretty sure because it's now October, no one can even use that now. And it's now onto the Haas liveries of either this or the pink flower one. From the Japanese Grand Prix in real life. And I'm pretty sure Adam has the normal Haas livery on. But I'll have to double check that later on. So yeah, Matt P11 at the moment. Bluey reserving in the Williams. Blue cars is really all Bluey racers. Either RB, Red Bull or Williams. Obviously I do decide who goes in what car, but I just thought it'd be funny. Birdie obviously not put a lap time on the board at the moment. Neither has Nathan and neither has Yonder. So that's pretty much already half the session gone. Just have a double check. Right, Kobe. Right, so Adam's on 165. Samurai's on 164. And Eggy's on 163. And Kobe is on 145, sorry. So Kobe is 20 points behind Adam, 19 behind Samurai, and 18 behind Eggy. So these three know, obviously for the championship's sake, it's important, but also because they know in these last 6 races or so, Kobe is got nothing to lose. He's going to he's going to try and at least close that gap and see if he can beat any of them. But at the moment, Samurai, Eggy, and Adam know they've got other names like Navik and Finn and Square Giraffe and who else knows? Maybe Birdie to be in the fight. As we see, Samurai is on. Well, definitely not a push lap with 3 seconds down. But yeah, Baku City Circuit under the sunset for qualifying. And we'll see who's about to start a lap. Finn's coming through the final few corners now. Adam's just exited the pit lane. Samurai's just entered the pit lane. Square Giraffe, I think, is on a lap. He's just about to finish his first sector. And he's up by 2/10 of the nearly 5 he has to make up. A little bit wide on the entry to the left-hander, which compromised him a little for the right. Interesting corner just before the castle. You feel like you can brake later and later, but bam, the wall, and the corner comes up much quicker than you think, and through the castle section, which over time, as he slides on the exit, has become a bit less and less feared. You're just in such a rhythm through the castle section now. It's not really that bad for a lot of drivers, but you never know. Even the most experienced could still find themselves up in the wall from time to time. It's just one of those things. a very difficult for the driver's last corner to get right, as we see Eggy about to enter it as well. This is pretty much the last corner you have to worry about, and it is a very important one to get right, especially on the exit, as Matt goes P7 in the end, and we see Square Giraffe up by the time he needs, and he'll cross the line, and this looks like it'll be the new provisional pole time, only just ahead of Finn, who's up by 3/10 in the first sector. Finn absolutely flying at the moment, and looking like he has good pace. So Square Giraffe returning to where he was last week, but it looks like Finn is about to do one better. Into the .9s in the first sector, so that's great to see. Adams just began his lap, diving down into turn 1. Also a tricky corner to get right. One of the most difficult turn 1s. You're on the throttle for so long, nearly half a minute, as he's made a bit of a mess of turn 2 from the offboard. Onboard, I don't know if it was that bad. Finn up by nearly 0.6 of a second by the middle sector, and we'll see through the last if he's found any more, but this is certainly going to be the new provisional pole time they all have to fight for. Square Giraffe, who had some big margins last week in qualifying, and it looks like Finn's going to have that today. Half a second now ahead of the field. Adam through the first sector split. Oh, he's down slightly, and I believe he's 0.6 off Finn in the first sector alone. This track rewards confidence, and you could see some big margins due to that, just of how much the drivers are willing to take with the risks of some corners. We see small margins, but we also could see big margins. Will crosses the line again. P7. Eggy up by 0.3. That can put him, well, even as high as the front row. Adam has made an improvement by 0.3. This should also see him fight for the front row. Adam versus Eggy, as Samurai is about to begin a lap. As the McLaren in front of him. He's going to try and bag a slipstream, but that from that distance is going to do absolutely nothing. Eggy will cross the line then. Can he get it onto the front row? It's P4 for now. He's missed out just on Adam, but it doesn't even matter because Adam's now going to cross the line, and it will be minimum the front row. How close can he get to Finn? It's 0.3 of a second. The gap that was between Square Giraffe and Evan last week, just under 0.3 of a second. But yeah, at the moment, great lap from Finn, a 39.2. I'm trying to picture what tier 1 will be. Probably low 38s, maybe into the 37s. Maybe, I really don't know. Probably low 38s. Maybe someone will get in 37s. I mean, we could still get into the 38s now, to be honest. You never know. Yonder's still in the pits. Nathan's still in the pits. Bluey out there. First sector split coming up. See if he is on a lap, which he is. And now it's gone to outlap. Great. Birdie's invalidated. Ocean Blade's about to cross the line, but it looks like he's moving left to head into the pit lane. No pit lane rules in EXFL. We don't really care about it. Dello follows him in. Will's still out there, but it looks like he's heading back into the pit lane. Samurai is down by 2 and a bit tenths, unfortunately. So unless he's... I mean, he has a lot of battery, as we can see from the steering wheel. But unless that's really going to gain him a lot, I don't know if he's going to find, what, 600 he needs to at least pop himself ahead of Evan. Looks like he's still going to go through with it. No, he's backed out at the last second. So with 4 minutes to go, it's probably understandable why he's done that. So that is the lineup with the last runs left. As Eggy heads into the pit lane as well, Adam will, you'd think, do the same. Yep. I like how in real life everyone was... you obviously have to keep to the white line, but then when you turn left then right heading in, they just completely cut the inside of the white line. Every single driver in real life did that. You can't do that here because there's a big barrier in the way, which I'm surprised they don't have in real life, and if they did, they've got rid of it. So I don't know if that'll be the same for next game. Square Giraffe with just over 3 minutes remaining on an outlap, so he headed out pretty early. Same with Matt, and same with Yonder, who's out. Oh my god, he's got wing damage. He's not gone out the entire session, and now he has wing damage with 3 minutes to go. So unless he wants to do a lap with half a wing, I'm pretty sure he can't go into the pits and head out. It's too late. I'm pretty sure it is anyway. Still waiting for Nathan to exit the pit lane. But the rest now start to exit the pit lane, and Square Giraffe sets off on his final run in qualifying. Last week's pole sitter, who did, well, so far has been exactly like Kobe did in his first 2 races at the start of the season in round 3 and 4. P3 in his first race, as Yonder will start this race at the back then. P3 in his first race and P1 in his second race. Kobe's third race, I think, was also a win. Oh, no, was it? I think it was Imola or so. I have to recheck. But anyway, Square Giraffe knows this third race is his own to make, and he's half a second down, and he's got to find a bit of time. He's got a Haas in front of him as we head through the castle section, and that's going to upset him slightly. That was Matt trying to get out of the way. And that's a lot of curb on the exit of the castle for Square Giraffe. This isn't looking like a lap you'd think that would be putting himself on pole position, let alone the front row. So unless he can absolutely nail these last few corners, it looks like Square Giraffe isn't going to take pole position today. He'll finish the middle sector split. He is up by a couple tenths, but he still needs to find quite a lot. Everyone around him still on an outlap. Matt, who, well, he was actually on a lap when he went deep there. 12 seconds down now. So these two are the only ones on laps. Finn now begins his last run to see if he can extend his advantage. He hits the inside wall and he hits the exit wall. So Finn is done with qualifying and he's still on provisional pole. Square Giraffe crosses the line. He goes on to the front row, but he's missed out by a tenth and a half. And that is going to stay the gap because Finn obviously turned in too early at turn 1. He's got the RB behind him of Yannick. And he's let him go at, I think, just on the inside of 3 there. That might have been slightly annoying. Adam has just exited turn 1, done it a lot better than Finn. And now Finn has to hope and pray. No one can beat that 29.2 of his. It's going to take quite a lap from any of these guys to beat that. Adam, Eggy and Samurai, they know what's on the line here. Samurai started his lap. Eggy is going to be one of the last to begin his run. Same with Dello, Ocean and Bluey. And it looks like it will be Ocean who's the last. With 24 seconds, he's going to have to get a move on. I don't know if he's going to cross the line. Eggy and Dello will. Dello's going to have a little bit of a slipstream from Eggy there as well. With 10 seconds to go. And Eggy, I'm sure he realises there's a Ferrari right behind him. But he goes on with it anyway to start his lap. Slightly misses the apex at turn 1, but gets his head back in the game for turn 2. And we'll see as he brushes up against the wall as he's trying to find the time. We'll look back as, Ocean Blade did not make the line. He's P11 and has just missed out on the top 10. So, who's the first to cross the line then after the checkered flag besides Ocean Blade? Yannick, who's up by a slight margin. P7's on the cards, potentially goes P8. Just misses out on 7th, which goes to Will. The 2 Alpines, as Finn, looks like he's given Birdie a slipstream there, but Birdie will stay P12 for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. We look to Square Giraffe heading into the pit lane. What can Adam do then as Matt crosses the line and goes up to 7th? Adam, championship leader. Can he do anything to snatch pole position? He does by 12 thousandths until Evan, right at the end, delivers another masterclass Navic last lap achievement for pole position. And who else can throw in a shock? Samurai, who's again down in the middle sector, currently on the 3rd row, crosses the line and stays 6th. So only Eggy can deny Evan, but unless he can find 8 tenths at the end there, it's going to go to Evan, who once again, right at the end of qualifying, has delivered a brilliant lap. Adam, 6 front rows to his name, make it a 7th at the moment, but he's never been on pole position, and for a brief moment, he had it. Eggy will cross the line, and he'll stay 5th for now, as Dello went 9th there. There's the grid, as Bluey's on an outlap. Evan is on pole position. What a bounce back, and hopefully in the race, he can convert that. And Finn, who led the session for the majority, will line up not even on the front row. It'll be P3 for him. And Adam, for his championship, that's still a great result. But wow, he'll be gutted. A 7th front row without a pole position. He equals the all-time record, which I'm sure is a record he will not want to have. And he nearly got his first pole position. And we thought, wow, it's going to take some lap to beat Finn's. And Adam just did it, and then Evan absolutely destroyed it. We nearly got in the 38s. But yeah, once again, Evan just hooked the lap up perfectly at the end to take, I think, it's either a 5th or 6th pole of the season for the Aston Martin driver, who trails the leader by 48 points with 7 races to go, including this one. It's not impossible. And considering all the stuff he's had in the last 5 or so races, he has maybe thrown away a chance at the championship, but now he's got nothing to lose. Dry race, it seems, and we'll see if Evan can do it. I mean, he was second last week and then spun halfway into lap 1. So I don't think that'll be the case today. If you have any sort of drop down the order, it won't be in the form of a spin, it'll be in the form of a crash. And shortest run down to turn 1, so pole position is one of the most important. It's the complete opposite to Mexico. So Adam will need a mega launch to see if he can take the lead into turn 1. But for his championship's sake, his 2 closest rivals line up 5th and 6th. He's got 2 people in between him and them, of Finn and Square Giraffe. So Eggy and Samurai are going to have to try something. Most starting on hards, Samurai opting for the mediums at the moment. Same with Yannick, same with Bluey. But that's it. So, yeah, simple hard, medium hard. But with it being Baku, and I've seen some races, not even just in this league, in the past of, the first half of the race just being safety cars, and then the second half having maybe one. Don't know if that'll be the case today. It's simple tier 2 Baku logic. If you finish today, you'll most likely get points, and if you do a good race, you'll most likely be on the podium. Any moment, anything could happen. A championship leader could bin it in the castle. A backmarker could, do wonders. Who's 10th today? They might win. Who's starting 10th? Dello? Yannick. But anyway, the formation lap will begin then, and Evan will lead them away, getting some temp in his tyres on this sunny, well, it's the evening, but on this sunny virtual world in Baku. Get rid of that. And that, actually. And that. Right, so Evan did decide to switch to the mediums. Same with Square Giraffe. Samurai kept his mediums on. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, actually, the majority of cars, just over half, on medium compound tyres. And 8 on medium, 7 on hards. So that should be interesting. Evan on the mediums should be able to hold on to the lead then for at least 4, 5 laps. And then Adam's hard should be able to be in a better working window, so Finn knows he needs to fight Adam for track position to be in a better spot for him. Eggy, tyre whisperer, he'll go, well, his plan will probably be to go long into the race, but that's what I'm saying. If we get safety cars, plural, which one will be the best to pit under, if we have any at all? Belgium, a fortnight ago, we expected some safety cars or VSCs, none happened. No VSCs, no safety cars. Lights to flag, 19 people, and we had nothing. So who knows? And hopefully, as I think we just maybe saw it there, no black screen laggy issues for Eggy. Samurai has been leading the championship for most of the season. Then Evan took the lead for a few races. Then Eggy took the lead for a few races. And now Adam has become the 4th different championship leader this season. And those 4 are all in the top 5. The only one in the top 5 to not lead the World Championship at any point is Kobe. He got close within 8 points 2 weeks ago. But obviously after missing last week and this week, he's got it all to do. And I'm sure he'll be not too displeased if Adam, Eggy or Samurai don't have the greatest of races today, as that's Nathan and Bluey. Disqualified old teammates, starting 13th and 14th. Yonder's got it all to do, making his way through the field from 15th. But as Evan lines up then onto his pole position grid slot, and I was going to say that looks a bit too far forward, but it looks like he's nailed it. I'll tell you who hasn't nailed it. It's Adam, who's disqualified himself. So maybe Finn, if he gets the run round the outside, could do something. As Yonder slots into his grid slot. And here we go then. We're going to gear up for 26 laps around one of the most difficult circuits on the calendar. 5 lights on, ahead of the drivers. In Baku, it's lights out, and away we go for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Evan leads into turn 1 then. Adam still hangs on to P2. Finn just ahead of Square Giraffe, who nearly takes him out in P4. And we see Eggy and Samurai nearly side by side, but it looks like they're staying in their qualifying order as Matt's 7th, Delo's up to 8th, Will down to 9th, Yannick stays in 10th, who's side by side with Ocean Blade as they go wheel to wheel, heading down into turn 3, and it looks like at the moment they're all single file. Locking up is the Haas, as we see side by side between the Mercedes and Ferrari and the RB and the Aston Martin, and so far so good for Tier 2 with clean racing. Nathan and Bluey swap with Yonder still at the back. And it's still side by side between Will and Delo. Will gives him the room. Delo bounces over the curb. Will has to lose the rear slightly, and Delo gets the place. Just about as it's nearly 4 wide on the exit. Delo to the inside, has to cut the corner a little bit, and gets the place, as that's Yannick not wanting to go side by side through the castle. As it looks like for the first lap, they've all made it through. So bravo to them. Evan has a 1.6 second lead ahead of Adam, who's just keeping Finn on his toes. Is that Samurai getting past Eggy at a very unorthodox place? And looks like Matt might also get ahead of the Mercedes round the outside. Goes Matt. And I'm pretty sure Eggy definitely has an issue. He's dropping down the order. And yeah, you can see him ghosting, unfortunately. One of the championship protagonists is in trouble. And that's dropped him down to 8th. And I'm pretty sure the issue he had last week on the last few laps has happened again on the first lap. So hopefully he's just got to get his head down and hope that doesn't happen again. Evan leads the first lap then by 1.8 seconds. And it looks like Adam is under pressure from Finn to the inside. I said Finn needs to clear Adam for track position. And it looks like he's going to do just that. But he puts Adam in the wall. And it looks like Adam, for the second week in a row, may have just escaped damage. But that was dicey from Finn, as we have a yellow at the back. And it's Birdie Saints dropping down the order after a spin, as Yonder makes his first proper move on Nathan. Biggest gainer at the moment, Bluey. Yonder have gained some places. That was close for Eggy, who's back ahead of Samurai. So that may have just been lag, actually, from our screens, which I guess is good for Eggy, that he's back up in a 5th, considering he was down to 8th, at least on the timing. So ignore all that then. And yeah, Finn has made the move on Adam, but that was quite deep. And I don't know if Adam actually went off the track there. He definitely hit the wall. And I'm pretty sure he's just escaped damage. But that's dropped him behind Square Giraffe and Finn through all that. I did say Finn, being the, whoever's the lead hard runner, would have an advantage. And it was between Adam and Finn, and that got close. That was a hit to the wall. Definitely one of them hit it. Birdie, 3-second time penalty. I'll keep on pens, why not? So Evan doing everything right so far, but it's still very early stages. 3-second lead for the Aston Martin ahead of Finn, ahead of Square Giraffe, ahead of Adam, Eggy. Then Samurai, and then Matt, Delo, Will and Yannick complete the top 10. It's a DRS train from 2nd all the way down to P11. So let's look to the front then. And Square Giraffe nowhere near Finn, who's got very little battery. Evan's keeping his battery fine. Eggy's also got quite a low amount. As to the inside, the Mercedes on the Ferrari, as Delo goes pretty much off the track there under pressure, and Will gets the move. Good stuff from the Mercedes. As he keeps to the inside, blocks on the exit, blasts his battery to try and stay ahead now. But he hasn't got very much, and Delo's coming back at him to the inside, and can Delo get the place back? He's got the inside corner. Matt will break a little later. Delo slides and does what he did on turn 2. Good racing between them, but Matt's coming back down the inside. That was way too late, but he somehow made it stop and not put Delo in the wall, and that's put Delo down a place too. Yannick, Matt really getting his elbows out, and somehow he didn't put Delo right in the wall there as Nathan and Yonder fight away, and it looks like Nathan's back in front of the Ferrari, and to the inside, the Aston Martin now fighting away with Delo. Are they going to go side by side through the castle section? No. But there's a yellow, and that is for Birdie, who's gone off at turn 2. 3.5 seconds now between Evan and Finn. Eggy's lost that DRS train, and he's got Samurai, Matt with him. Wow, that got very intense as Dello hits the wall, and Ocean Blade's going to blast his battery on that mistake to capitalise. Wheel to wheel for them. The DRS detection zone is Finn's just about to cross it right there. So obviously Square Giraffe will get it. He's got no battery, but now he's got DRS as Dello and Ocean Blade swap. So here comes Square Giraffe. He goes to the outside line using whatever he's got left. Samurai and Eggy also fighting. Square Giraffe's got the place done, and Samurai has got the place done even earlier on Eggy to the inside. That's P5, and a crucial move for them. And Dello now gets a 3-second time penalty on a straight. As Ocean Blade without a front wing, and Bluey and Nathan fighting away with Yonder. As that's Finn with Square Giraffe for P2 to the inside of turn 3. Gets the move back done with Adam, and this is costing Adam some time as well. How on earth does... Well, that must explain why Dello got a 3 set, because Ocean Blade has lost his entire front wing. And we got... I don't even know who that is. Is that... I'm guessing, yeah, that's Bluey who's gone off at turn 3. I just suspected that was one of the front runners, though, also involved in something. Oh, that was interesting. But yeah, that's Bluey gone off. I don't think he has any damage. No, he's fine. But yeah, Ocean Blade, without a front wing, is going to have to limp back home and go through some very technical parts with very little downforce. And, well, he's made his way through there. Now, Dello, Nathan, Yonder, and, well, I guess eventually Bluey are going to have to catch up to them. And Dello really struggling as well. He's got half a front wing, and in the background, Yonder has spun as well. Disaster class for Ferrari at the moment. As Yonder now decides to turn around, even though he's ghosted. And, well, Dello's still not catching Ocean Blade. Something happened between these two on the straight last lap, which gave Dello a 3 set, made Ocean lose his whole front wing, which usually causes a safety car on impact. As we look to see another swap between Square Giraffe and Finn, and Adam just can't do anything at the moment as Finn slides on the exit. Now he's looking to the inside. This might be one of his only opportunities to get back ahead of Finn, and he turns in on him slightly. That was just about okay from the Alpine, who's really getting his elbows out against the only other hard runner he's fighting today. As in the background, we see, I think that was a bit of wheel spin from Will on the exit. Matt still sticking with Eggy, who's still sticking with Samurai. Dello's in the pits to change his front wing, as is Ocean Blade. And Finn, on those mediums, has got a 4-second gap to Evan. So Evan knows that he's all in control at the moment, as that's a big slide from the McLaren. It's actually making Samurai and them lot catch up to these guys. And then Matt and Yannick just fighting away, 4P8. Nathan, bit on his own now, but in the points. Bluey, obviously, with that off-road excursion in turn 3, also on his own. Yonder, with half a wing, didn't decide to pit. Ocean Blade and Dello did pit, and now they're right next to each other again, so that can only foreshadow great things. So yeah, Evan doing everything right at the moment. 5-second lead, bit of a slide there, but shows he's pushing. And I'm pretty sure we're going to see another swap between Finn and Square Giraffe here. Pretty similar battery levels. Adam has actually got less than them. And the gap staying constant. 1.6 to Samurai. Samurai 1 point ahead of Eggy. So they know whoever beats the other today will be ahead. And, well, first, second and third in the championship. Fourth, fifth and sixth at the moment in that order. And are we going to see Finn overtake Square Giraffe to the inside? He backs out for now. And stays ahead. But those mediums, you can clearly see they're getting to Square Giraffe because he's struggling. And into turn 2, can Finn get ahead like he did the other lap? Looks like he might be a bit too far behind, but Square Giraffe has no battery, so that's going to allow Finn to really close up to the McLaren. And to the inside, Finn breaks evenly with the McLaren side by side. Square Giraffe runs really deep, and that might allow Adam to capitalise, which he does. And Square Giraffe just kept it out of the wall there. And, well, faced with either hitting your front wing and keeping third or not hitting your front wing and staying in, well, dropping a fourth, I'm sure he won't be too annoyed at that. Delo's unfortunately left. So, close escape for Square Giraffe on those wearing out mediums. And that's put Finn back ahead. 1 second ahead of Adam now. That was a big slide from Finn. That's lost him a bit of time there, as he just avoided the castle section. Near misses for everyone up and down the field. See the bumps they're taking. Adam definitely brushed the wall there. Still says communicating with online services. I hope that's not on my end. So that's just Delo trying to get back in. But yeah, 5 seconds now. Evan doing what Square Giraffe did really last week, averaging in the first 11 laps, averaging 1 second a lap quicker. When after the first lap or two, it was already 3 or 4 seconds. So anyway, that's Square Giraffe moving over to the left because he is pitting on lap 7. On to lap 8. Got to get the car stopped, which he does. And that promotes Samurai up to 4th. Eggy trailing along with him in 5th. So, same with Matt, who's driving the best I've seen so far from him since he made his debut in Hungary. Oh, that was close with Samurai. And Eggy is not close enough just yet. But yeah, Matt, who was around, I don't know, in Hungary, P12-ish. And in Belgium, he was around P14-ish. And then last week, he scored his first points, finishing 9th. And right now, being in 6th, obviously 7th when he pits and Square Giraffe will be back ahead. He's doing well, I must say. And he's working towards that full-time seat whenever one becomes available. It's here or there. You think it's not going to happen, and then it does. And that looks like that's yonder off again. Turn 1. Little Hamilton tribute. I swear he damaged the right side of his wing and now he's damaged the left, but I could be wrong. Bit of a slide in the background for him as well. But yeah, Finn trying to stabilise the gap. Oh no. Yannick was also having some issues with his connection when joining the lobby. Yonder's gone for another off-road excursion. But yeah, crazy 7 laps so far. Has had a few moments to breathe, as of now. But I think we're about to see another swap. Both 8% for Finn and Adam, as we see Matt fighting away with Samurai and Eggy. Where to look? As it looks like Adam's ahead of Finn. Finn breaks around the outside. Adam just holds on. So let's look at these three. Into turn 1. Eggy's now ahead. Samurai and Matt side by side. And it looks like the only swap was between Eggy and Samurai. But Matt... Oh, Eggy! Eggy! Is that lag or is that actual... No, it's lag. Jesus Christ. As that's Samurai under pressure from Matt. They're side by side now. Samurai's ahead. And is Matt going to try to the inside? Samurai breaks later. And he gets the car stopped. Good. That was... There's an Ocean Blade and who's that? Bluey are fighting? No, they're not fighting. Ocean Blade has cleared Bluey. And I think that was Yannick exiting the pits or something. I've tried to invite him as well as Delo back in. Wow. That was... I mean, Eggy can use that to his advantage, I guess, for others around him, because he's actually broken a second away from Samurai and Matt there. It showed Matt ahead of both of them at one point on the straight. And when they were 1.6 behind the top guys, now it's nearly 3 seconds. But Adam has made the pass back on Finn. But yeah, 6 seconds to Evan. He needs this. He really does. Considering Adam's leading the championship. Adam, who is... Oh my god. Another yellow. Adam, who has finished first or second in every single race he's done this season. Of the 13 races, he's finished in the top 2 on 8 occasions. As for the other 5, a DNF and 4 DNS. Oh, disaster for Ferrari. Does Yonder know what a brake is? As Evan starts lap 9, Delo's back in, that's good to see. Matt's ahead of Samurai now. But, well, that was before the DRS detection. Samurai may have played a few games there, because that's allowed Samurai to have the DRS. He's got plenty of battery, and he's got back ahead. Eggy leaving Samurai, though. That's crucial for the championship. With Samurai being 1 point ahead of Eggy, Eggy would now be 1 point ahead of Samurai. And Samurai on those old mediums... considering everyone else around him on hards, he's not doing too bad to extend the tyre life there. Well, Evan, he can do what he wants, really, with that margin. So, who's stuck? Square Giraffe pitted very early. He's going to have quite the undercut, you'd imagine. Being, well, he's 21 seconds off the lead at the moment. I probably should have checked when he exited the pits, but it doesn't matter. And now Will's joined this fight as well. So Samurai clearly struggling on those mediums. Got a full battery to use. If there's one thing you can give Samurai good credit for, he always has a lot of battery. But also weakness, maybe also a bit too much battery. And never really uses it. I remember Britain, he had the opportunity to use it all the time. Or was it Belgium? Probably both. And he didn't. So maybe he should use it. And if he's listening, I don't know if he's just decided to. But there we go, blast a little. Might help. Eggy now released, but on his own a bit. I'm not going to spectate Eggy that much from now on this race, because I fear he's just going to go straight into a wall again. So, Adam, Finn, and the man in fourth are on hard compound tyres, and they're going to go long into this race. Adam and Finn know they could potentially be catching Evan by the end for a win. As Yannick overtakes Nathan there. Yannick's back in his car, that's good to see. As the two RBs swap, we've got a yellow, and well, who do you think it is? The red car, pretty much. As oh, it's Dello this time, actually. That's a safety car, because both Ferraris have just teamed up. As that really plays into Samurai's hands. The safety car has come out. Where's the leader? Okay, the safety car's behind the leader, that's fine. So, but yeah, both Ferraris have just caused mistakes at the same time, which has just brought out a safety car. And no offense to him, he's a great guy off track, but Yonder is driving pretty stupidly today. But Dello, also another case of losing left and right end plates. And with Yonder also going off, the Ferraris have caused the safety car, the first safety car of the race, on lap 9, which plays beautifully into the hands of the race leader. And Samurai, to be fair. All those who are on hard compound tyres will have to go, well, much longer than they'd want to on mediums. I was just about to say, well, I pretty much was saying, Adam, Finn and Eggy, they're going to be on mediums. They're going to be closing down Evan. And we've seen Adam do it so many times. So this could be a grandstand finish. But now, it's completely changed their course of the race. It's just typical F1 game race stuff, I guess. You know, you start on the hards because hard medium is typically a better strategy, because you can stick with the pack early on because of them all being so close, and then the mediums you can actually get an advantage, but then safety cars and whatnot is always the risks. That's why medium hard is always the safest strategy. That's the point of strategy. But I don't know, when you see a Ferrari cause 13 yellows in the space of 2 laps, you kind of get the feeling when you're on hard compound tyres, you're in danger. Because Dello's now... Yonder's now lost his entire front wing. And, well, it's not often Yonder does this sort of thing. Usually he's a bit of a pacifist, or whatever the word is. But he has decided to join the dark side a bit in causing shit when you're at the back. Well, Ferrari in general. Anyway, leaders dive into the pit lane. Then that's Finn ahead of Adam. I swear, Adam was ahead of Finn, no? Finn has just completely overtaken Adam there. Eggy's stayed out on his hard compound tyres. Not the worst gamble, to be fair, considering everything going on. Square Giraffe has exited the pit lane and obviously got ahead of Finn and Adam. Almost got ahead of Evan, to be fair. Would have been fully ahead of him under normal conditions. Samurai is now ahead of Adam. That's kind of huge. Or are they? They're side by side. Samurai and Adam, the top 2 in the World Championship. And it looks like Adam was just ahead, or was he? Is he slowing down? He is slowing down. Samurai got him on the line. So that was, yeah, that's a moment. Considering 1 point separates them, and whoever beats the other is leading the championship. Whether Adam goes to 3 points ahead or Samurai is now 1 ahead at the moment, that will be the latter. As, well, those two have made their stop in the championship. The other one, the third one, Eggy, has decided to stay out. Not the worst gamble, considering we could get more safety cars and whatnot. Birdie's exiting the pit lane on medium. So yeah, let's have a look at tyres then. Square Giraffe. I don't know if... Actually, let me put myself back in a pie. Square Giraffe, don't know if he's going to pit again. Whether he's gone the balanced for 2 mediums and 1 hard, or harder with 2 hards and 1 medium. Obviously started on mediums, pit for hards, so if he does pit, we'll find out if it's a yellow or white striped tyre. Finn and Adam and Will and Matt and Birdie and I guess Ocean and Nathan as well, they're going to have to go a long way on those mediums. I guess 10 or 11 laps was what you would hope. Yonder's still not got a front wing and he's lapped. Yonder, please mate, be a sport and don't be a dick. Delo's got a long way to close up, but he's now got a new front wing at least. Bluey, who's on his own a little bit, will catch up too. Birdie will be on his new tyres. Ocean, Nathan, Yannick. At least Yannick and Delo are back in. There we go, he's into the pits. But he's lapped, so that might be Yonder's race over. Ooh. Oh! Square Giraffe going off there. And, well, he stays where he is. Finn could have capitalised on that. Or he probably tried to, but Square Giraffe just about held off there. This is going to be very interesting, because Eggy's on very worn hards, and he's got some people behind him who are going to want to get a move on with this. And Evan, if he can clear Eggy quick enough, should be okay. He's literally in the perfect position to win this race. If anything, Samurai's in the perfect position to probably finish second here. Because those medium tyres are A, going to be dead by the end, or B, going to have to be swapped with 14 laps to go. Or C, in Eggy's case, safety car. Again. Oh my god. You see all of them and over there, and then you got Delo. You'll see it. This is the point of the track where, yeah, there we go. There's the safety car, and there's Delo. I should have been on this angle. You will see Delo on the right fly by. Well, I'm gonna have a quick look at the chats, see who's getting up to what. Never knew you could overtake under safety car. Yeah, so it's in my humble opinion that Finn might be under investigation for quite a few things after this race. Against Adam, in all of them. It's mainly 2 occurrences. When he hit Adam pretty much off the track into turn 1 into the wall. Okay, now what's going on? Jeez. Yeah, when Finn had a questionable move on Adam into turn 1, and also when Finn overtook Adam under safety car. I know you can obviously overtake people heading into the pit lane, but they swapped pretty much a few seconds before you could even class them as entering the pit lane. And I'm surprised Finn didn't get an illegal for that, unless they just went into the pit lane and that gets rid of any sorts of illegal, which it might do. Who knows? But yeah, Finn getting his elbows out today, clearly, and he is going to be on the quickest tyres of the top 5. To be fair to him, and he was definitely going to try and clear Square Giraffe. But like I said, predicted and got right, 4-5 laps in, the mediums just start to wear away, and the hards are just a better race tyre. Right, not actually that much going on in the group chat, so that's fine. Hope everyone watching though has enjoyed the race. We've hit the halfway stage, and it has been quite the eventful Azerbaijan Grand Prix so far. 1 safety car, thanks to Ferrari teaming up, I guess, and doing 2 things at the same time, and they're still not done. You know, Yonder can't even do a proper pirouette. I don't know what retire the car mate, this is silly, in Italian is, but someone needs to get a translator. But yeah, we still have all 15 drivers left in this race at the moment. Safety car should be in this lap. Delo will eventually catch the pack. Same with Bluey. Safety car came out on lap 9, I think, by the way. That just to put it into perspective. Lap 10, 9-ish. Just shows how much of the race, when a safety car comes out in a 50%, gets neutralised. Yonder, drive through. Doesn't surprise me in the slightest. Eggy will lead them for the restart then. Let's see how late or how early he decides to go. He's obviously got to let the safety car get back into the pits. And an Aston Martin he's been seeing for the last few laps ahead of him. He's now going to have to focus his attention to the Aston Martin in his mirrors. As Eggy weaves to get temp in his tyres. And again, I don't really feel it would be best to ride on board with him. For those reasons you can see on your screen right now. And I really hope this doesn't mess too much up at the restart. If I was Eggy and knew I had these issues, I'd just go as early as possible. Because now Evan's ahead of him. And I'm pretty sure if by no fault of Evan's own, he's going to have to probably do this restart. Because I'm pretty sure, as Oceanblade has hit Nathan, I'm pretty sure Eggy's just glitched again and dropped behind a car. So now Evan becomes the net leader. And Finn overtaking once again before you're allowed to. And he's going to have to give the place back to Square Giraffe. Otherwise, he's going to get a penalty. Will overtaking Adam to the inside and going deep there. Square Giraffe. And I wouldn't be surprised if Finn is about to get a 10-second time penalty by the game. Adam, championship leader, drops down to 12th now. Chaos on the restart as Bluey to the inside is ahead of him. And, well, Finn, once again, has somehow avoided a penalty. But now that's 3 things he's under investigation for as he's ahead of Square Giraffe. Samurai then in 5th. Doesn't actually have to do a lot. And the only job Evan had to do, it got done before the restart even happened. As that's a mistake from Eggy into the wall. And Finn to the inside as Eggy knows he's there. Leaves him plenty of space. And maybe thanks to Eggy's glitch, didn't get spun there. That slowed Giraffe down. That's nearly helped Samurai. And you can clearly tell Eggy's tyres are worn because he's letting the top 2 go. And Evan, as much as I say it's not allowed to overtake under safety car restart procedures, there's shock. I don't think Evan really had a choice there. Right, this guy's getting a message. Right, second safety car of the race, back to back. Safety cars breed safety cars, I guess. And now Eggy might take it upon him to retire. But what on earth happened to Adam? That has been a huge upset to his race. Well, Evan's saying, sorry, Eggy, I'm lagging so hard. But honestly, I really don't think it's Evan. Eggy does pit now for the mediums on a lap you probably would be pitting for. So this isn't the worst thing ever for Eggy, considering a few have also pitted behind him. Finn's pitted for half. Well. Okay. Okay, fair. Eggy comes out in 12th, ahead of Adam. This is really helping Samurai. Yeah, there we go. Finally. Joke of a race from him. Well, how was I supposed to know that? Apparently Yonda had a brake issue. Okay, I take it back then. Okay, because I was actually getting a bit concerned. Yonda never drives like that, and he's always usually very clean, very nice, very passive, doesn't get involved in, you know, controversy shit. Considering where he's mainly from, it's actually quite impressive. So to do all that, you hope for some issue, and yeah, there was an issue. He had a brake issue. This isn't real life. But yeah, we've lost Yonda from the race. He's caused, well, both safety cars. Yeah, Dello had a slight assist in the first one. But yeah, Yonda caused the second one. So, I mean, this helps the hard runners. I mean, it was a given they were going to make it to the end anyway, but now it's definitely a given. For those who are on the mediums, there's now a slight chance they might not be in too bad of a position by the end. I mean, look at people like Birdie and Nathan. They're up there. They pitted on the mediums. They've stayed out. And they're in 4th and 5th at the moment. So Evan, once again, has done... Again, the restart, I'm going to assume it was Eggy's lag that put him behind Evan. So you can't really say that's Evan's fault. Again, it's just lag. I mean, you can't really give it back because then the game would just go a bit glitchy and whatnot. Again, as for Finn, he's done 3 things now. The latest one, overtaking Square Giraffe before the line, not giving it back. Overtaking Adam under safety car before they headed into the pit lane. And obviously hitting Adam wide into turn 1. So that's going to be very interesting to look at. As for the championship, you have the championship leader down in 13th. You have the second in the World Championship 3rd, and 3rd in the World Championship 11th. These guys are separated by 2 points. Kobe must be loving this. But, you know, just because we're 10 laps away doesn't mean Adam can't be in like this position by the end. We know how well he can make his way through the field, but he has literally got it all to do. An Ocean Blade, I don't know if he can get that 10 removed. If it's just a simple hit under the safety car restart, I mean, those things always get removed, if we're being honest, because they're not worth 10 seconds. Matt hasn't really done too much wrong either. Still in 6th, would be 4th, but I don't know. Well, he somehow dropped behind Nathan and Birdie there. Maybe I still want to know what happened to Adam, but who knows. Ridian asked me, let me know what time the race in Tier 2 race finishes today. He couldn't have picked a worst race to get some kind of average clue. Because this race is not your typical 40-minute league race. It's definitely going to be more towards the 50s. But anyway, Evan will now lead us for the second restart. And hopefully the last 10 laps will be as exciting as the first 9. As the middle part has been spent being led by a much fatter Aston Martin than the one you're seeing right now. So Evan, who hasn't put a foot wrong, will gear up, wait for that yellow dot to move slightly left and disappear. As they all come into view. The calm before the storm, and it looks like Evan's gone. He's picked a good moment as he's just far enough ahead of Square Giraffe. Samurai nearly side by side and catching Square Giraffe napping slightly. They're really gaining in, I guess, the slipstream of Evan. And Samurai to the inside. Has he got the move done? The Square Giraffe goes deep. Samurai's up to P2 now. And Birdie may capitalise on this as well. Square Giraffe breaks late. And Birdie to the inside as Evan tags the wall there. And Birdie's up to 3rd now. He unfortunately has a 3-sec. But yeah, he's in the podium. Matt ahead of Nathan now, who's dropping down the order, down by Ocean Blade, and his teammates now right behind him. Then Will, Finn, Eggy, Bluey. Adam's dropped to last, but he's back in front of Dello as Dello breaks late around the outside. And there's an RB of Nathan, who drops from 5th at one point down to last as Adam's now gained a place up to 12th. Side by side, nearly between Finn and Will, who's dropped 2 places behind the Alpine and his teammate in this race. And he's still fighting away with him as well. And Eggy leaves the space, and the 2 Mercedes make contact. And Eggy, I'm sure, didn't want that. Moves over slightly, maybe gives him a little nudge saying, what was that? As the Alpine and Aston fight away. Ocean Blade's making a lot of moves on this restart as Eggy finally gets the place on his teammate, who still backs out really late. And Dello in 11th as that's Will going deep. And Adam spots another chance at a move. He spots the closest gap he's seen all race. And he goes for it. And he's up into 11th. So we look further forward. That Square Giraffe ghosted for some reason. Now he's back in. That's good. But yeah, not the restart he would have wanted. Samurai got his elbows out, which is great to see. Evan has got on with it. Ocean Blade with a 3-second time penalty now. This is going great for Samurai, who knows he doesn't have to play around too much with Birdie because he has the 3-second. Birdie, you know him, he never plays around and looks like he's going to get P2. But Samurai is also blasting his battery. They're going wheel to wheel, heading down into turn 1. And Square Giraffe watching this unfold. Eventually, Samurai has to yield and Birdie is ahead. That was awesome to see them both blasting the same battery, going side by side. And Matt now finds himself up in 5th. Right behind the back of Square Giraffe, who, remember, is on the oldest hard compound tyres. That's not the right one. As Eggy up to 8th now, ahead of Ocean Blade. Yeah, look, 11 laps old now. So Eggy making moves. Up to 8th now. Adam not exactly doing the same. As he's, look at that, a bit hesitant heading into turn 3. Looks like Eggy using those mediums much more to better effect. Dello, sliding around his will. Unfortunately, he was, what, 5th, 6th, something like that. Now finds himself, unfortunately, down in last. As Evan, he's got the pace, he's bringing the margins, but every time I see him in the last few laps, he's making these nearly race-ending mistakes. But it shows he's pushing on the limits, and this is great to see. Yeah, Birdie up in second again. Shame he has that 3-set pen. He started 12th. He's in second. It is on merit, to be fair, yeah. Well, yeah, go on then. It is on merit. And he's pulling away as Adam overtakes Ocean Blade, who's dropped even further down the order. So Adam back up into the points. Like I said earlier in the race, he's finished first or second in every race he's finished so far this season. Currently 10th with 9 laps to go. And it looks like with Dello going very wide there and DRS coming his way, well, I've just had a look at his battery. It might not be smooth sailing. Samurai does not have DRS, but he does have battery. And that's going to help because Matt is closing up to Square Giraffe. Finn already past Yannick. And once again, wheel-to-wheel stuff. Square Giraffe breaks very late. But again, maybe a bit too deep. But this time around, it's worked out for him to keep ahead of Matt. This is a great little battle between the Haas, who locks up to the inside, and the McLaren. And looks like going deep has helped Matt up to P4 now. None of them had DRS. So that allows Finn to use his DRS to get up to 5th. And Yannick as well out of nowhere. I thought for sure one of them just hit the inside of turn 3 there. But, that was close with Finn. Finn, who's under investigation for, I think, 3 things so far this race then. Getting his elbows out. And all aboard the Matt train, all the way down to 8th now with Eggy. Adam still behind Dello, who has to save some battery. What a fascinating end to the race we got on. Evan looks like, it's never really looked in doubt that he's not going to win this race. Samurai, since the first safety car, it's never really looked in doubt that he's going to finish second in this race. But as for the podium, at the moment, it's going to Matt. But with Birdie's pace, it could go to Birdie. And at the moment, we have yellows because Bluey has gone off at the corner before the castle. But he's got it stopped, carried on. Samurai not exactly letting Birdie go. He's got 51%. Birdie's got 45%. And if Samurai blasts a little here, he can stick within a second. But Birdie has used it because he knows the detection's coming up, and Samurai hasn't used his battery again, which could have given him DRS. But they are pulling away. And at the moment, it looks like Birdie could get this podium. Finn has overtaken Matt for P4, but Matt has the DRS. He's closing up to Finn. And, it looks like Matt's not going to overtake him. And Eggy's overtaking Square Giraffe, who's into the pit lane. So it looks like Matt didn't want to fight that one. He knows Finn may be quicker, which might help his race tow him along. And if there is another safety car, that is going to really hurt Birdie. Dello still ahead of Adam, who's up to 9th now. Square Giraffe, unfortunately, had to pit. Shows the tyre wear is getting to a few of these guys. Ocean Blade's out, but that's in the pit lane, so that should be okay. His teammate, however, 5 seconds now. I said this track's all about confidence. And Evan, who's been lacking some in the last few weeks, has been putting all his eggs in one basket. And at the moment, he's driving a superb race. Flawless at the moment, I guess. In terms of no major mistakes. Maybe slight minor ones, but they don't add up, per se. There we go. There's Adam on Dello. And I don't think that was done without some contact. But Adam's got the place. He needs to get his elbows out a bit more. And I think that was the first time we saw it. Well, the end of it anyway. As Dello gets another time penalty. I was really surprised. I really didn't think anyone was going to get that many pens today. Well, I know it's only 2 people, but that's about 1 more than I thought there would be. But yeah, next up is Eggy. And as it stands at the moment, Eggy and Adam will be level on points. Eggy getting 6, Adam getting 4. And yeah, and Samurai will retake the championship lead. He was with Birdie, but now he's lost a whole second somewhere. Unless he can use Finn to help when he closes up, these two have to stick within 3 seconds of Birdie. As we have 6 laps to go. This is going to be a very interesting end to the race. Yannick fighting away with Matt round the outside. And yeah, also a bit of an underrated race so far from Yannick. I think best career finish of 7th so far since he made his debut. About, 7 races ago. Has done about 4 of them, including today. Maybe this is his 5th, actually. And, yeah, speaking of, it's P5 at the moment for Yannick. So, great stuff from him. And, well, Matt's definitely going to try and fight away with him. He's got a yellow. Dello's out! And that's a safety car! The 3rd one of the race. As Adam and Eggy have just swapped theirs. They swap back. I know that's going to really upset Birdie. Oh, a potential podium on the cards, but that's really going to upset his chances. Bluey gets a drive-through under safety car. Not much new there. Yannick and Matt back in their order. And the 2nd Ferrari has now done it, but that looked like it was just an unfortunate mistake from Dello, who lost it at turn 3. My bet, he probably clipped the inside too early. Or maybe he just went too deep and got... Wait, oh, Yannick left, that's why. Yannick's back at good. I mean, for Yannick's sake, that safety car was perfect timing. So hopefully Yannick will get back in his car. And now, what do the leaders do? What do you do? Bluey, fucking slow down, man. That's Will and Bluey who have drive-thrus now. Right, what does Evan do? He pits. Does anyone else decide to stay out and gamble? Birdie, he pits. Samurai, he pits as well. Finn stays out. He's taking a gamble. Yannick pits. He's back in his car. That's good. Matt follows him in. Eggy follows him. Adam, I'm surprised by that not one of these two stayed out. But, yeah, I guess with the mediums... I mean, they're all going to pit onto softs, aren't they? Yeah. Right, so it looks like Finn was the only one to stay out. He's under investigation for 3 things, so... Again, Evan doesn't really have to try too much here. Square Giraffe, who already pitted for mediums, carries on. And there's Eggy. There's Adam. He's in between them now. So that's going to... Whoa, Eggy, that was close. If that even was close, I don't know about the lag. But yeah, Adam has now got a car in between him and Eggy. So at the moment, as it stands, Adam would drop from 1st to 3rd. Oh. Is that lag or... Oh. Nope, this is real. Eggy had an issue again. I'm going to guess... Hopefully the game told Square Giraffe to give her black and it's all... yeah, it's all good now. Good. Okay. I really hope that issue of Eggy's gets sorted because you don't want to really see what happened last week happen again. Especially if it decides a big moment. Especially if it happens in like the last race and the championship's on the line. That would be very somberly sad. It might just be like a cable he has or something. But yeah, at the moment, Finn will lead the restart. Evan in an Alpine sandwich here. Let's look at tyres. So, Evan put the soft compound tyres on. He saved a set in qualifying. And so did Birdie, and so did Samurai. Now, the safety car will probably be in next lap, meaning we'll have a 3-lap sprint to the end. Those softs on the last lap will be dead. Yannick's not in a dreadful position. Matt and Yannick have... I really hope they finish at least where they are right now. They've driven brilliantly. Eggy, he's got an opportunity here. Adam's had to put his 4-lap-old mediums on. Because he has no others. Everyone in the top 10's on mediums or soft to pop on Finn. He's going to get absolutely caught by these guys. And with how he's been driving all race, it might not be easy peasy. Bluey's on 12-lap-old hards. I mean, he can't really... I mean, he's battling with... I mean, as much as they're not on the same team anymore, it's cool to see Nathan and Bluey again fight. But yeah, we actually have more than 10 people. Oh, well, we still have 3 laps to go, but at the moment we have more than 10 people left in a Baku Tier 2 race. It's like Ocean Blade and Dello didn't have the nicest of battles. As you can see, that's Blue with wing damage. Bluey and Will, I'd assume, are going to finish 11th and 12th if everyone finishes this race because of their drive. But Bluey has multiple drive-throughs. So he's literally going to have to pit, I think, every lap for the rest of the race at the moment. I mean, we're not going to have any more. This will be the third and final safety car. And we'll have a 3-lap dash to the line. Unfortunately, Birdie's going to be dropping a lot down the field. He could finish as low as 10th. So he's not got a lot to lose. But he's once again driven a brilliant race. And Square Giraffe and Eggy once again, I'm going to guess because of Eggy's thingy. And that's, I don't think this time it's genuine. Or is it now? I think hopefully the order's been re-established. Because they've slowed down enough. Usually when you slow down enough to a stopping speed, it disappears. Right, it's in. And hopefully Eggy and them lot, yep, they'll easily catch back. Oh, no. Right, well, that will get removed. Again, it's just Eggy's connection thingy. You can see it. He lagged behind Square Giraffe. Square Giraffe let him back through. Eggy got an illegal because the game's stupid. So yeah, ignore that. That should definitely get removed. Anyway, Finn will gear them up for the restart. And we'll have a 3-lap dash to the end of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix as Finn leads them over the line. And here we go. Swaps already heading into turn 1. Samurai fighting away with Yannick. Close side-by-side action as that's Adam fighting away with Will. As that's Square Giraffe dropping down the order already. And looking in to turn 2. Single file for these guys besides Will and Adam. Slight contact between them. As that's Evan taking the lead to the inside from Finn. And it looks like this should be the final thing Evan has to do before he can sail to victory to the inside. He's got the lead back as that's Eggy making his way past. As that's Matt dropping all the way down the order. He's done a brilliant race. It's all race. And unfortunately now he's dropped to the back as that's Birdie overtaking his teammate ahead of Finn now. As the yellows continue with Adam, the championship leader. He's now down to 12th. Also getting involved in an incident. Will also dropping down the order. That's put Matt back up to 10th, pretty much at 9th with Bluey ahead of him. As we look to the castle section then, that's allowing Evan to pull away for the 3rd time this race, getting on with it. Birdie, you never know. Could he get 3 seconds? What will Finn try and do as Samurai's close to him? And so is Yannick as well. Don't discount Yannick. Eggy's up to 6th. That is net position, I guess. This is going to do wonders for the championship as that's Matt getting ahead of Bluey and Will trying to get ahead of Bluey as well. And going too deep is Will over the corner. Has to let Matt back through there. And I guess Bluey as well. As yeah, that was way too deep on the brakes for Will. Trying to overtake Bluey. Adam getting really held up by these guys and trying to overtake the pair of them. And this is not going to end well. 3 wide with Bluey and Adam. And just about staying ahead is Bluey. That's Samurai fighting away with Finn. And here's Yannick in the slipstream as Finn drops down the order. And it looks like Samurai's got P3 as Yannick's boxed in a little. And Yannick round the outside on the mediums, don't forget. Might get the better run on the last lap. Finn, try as he might. Can't do anything at the moment. As, whoa, with Eggy. Again, it can bring advantages and disadvantages. But at the moment, Eggy is now ahead of Finn as well. And considering what's happened to Eggy this race, he's not done too bad. Now, here's the question. Birdie is 1.8 seconds ahead of Samurai. Where will Birdie end up? Finn's now got a 3-second time penalty. I didn't see that one. Who's going to get this? Will Yannick end up on the podium? Or will it be Birdie at the moment? Oh, it's going to be so close. But at the moment, it'll be Yannick. But with, I don't know, they're going to battle. Evan's certainly going to win this race. This has been an absolutely commanding drive. And it might not just be Kobe who's closing the gap to the front for the final 6 races. This is going to put Evan, I believe, back ahead of Kobe in the standings. I think it'll be close. But we're heading on to the last lap soon for Evan, who's not put a foot wrong and fully deserves this race victory. As for Birdie, he's still got a podium to fight for, as Will now gets a time penalty, as they're still fighting here. The RB and the 2 Haas cars, Nathan, Matt and Adam. Adam knows there's some points up for grabs here. He gets his teammate, and now he's got to stick behind Nathan and overtake him. Looking further forward though, heading on to the last lap. Here comes Yannick, trying to fight for his first podium in EXFL Tier 2. And Eggy's there for the taking. Eggy knows these are crucial points to fight with Samurai. And whoever finishes ahead of these two will lead the World Championship with 6 races to go. At the moment, it's going Samurai's way. And Eggy still wants to try and fight his way as Square Giraffe fights Finn for P6. This has been an awful day for Adam, who's trying to fight Nathan for P8 as they go side by side into turn 2. And Nathan just holds off, but now Adam has the DRS. We look further forward, and that's Finn back ahead of Square Giraffe. That might allow Adam up one more place, up in the 7th if Finn gets some penalties. As Nathan goes really deep, hits the back of Adam, who just about holds on. Matt's now trying to fight his way through Nathan as well, as they're going to fight for 9th. Adam will go off into the distance. Nathan over the bump, and that allows both Haas cars ahead of the RB. Finn still ahead of Square Giraffe. Eggy, he knows this is for the championship lead. Can he overtake Samurai? Look at that. Eggy's actually got double Samurai's battery. And, well, let's look at the gap. Birdie. Oh, that's close to a warning for Yannick. Who's going to get their first podium in EXFL Tier 2? Is it going to be Birdie Saints or is it going to be Yannick? Samurai and Eggy still fighting away. It could be both of them at this point, because Samurai is too far behind at the moment. None of the top 2 in the World Championship after this race are going to be on the podium. It's going to be a run to the line if Samurai even gets DRS. Further front, though, Evan, a brilliant, brilliant drive, showing signs of his first half of the season after a rough patch. Evan, a commanding drive, deserves him thoroughly. Evan wins the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Fantastic stuff. And we see Eggy overtakes Samurai to the line, and we see 2 new debutants. Yannick is P2, Birdie Saints is P3. Samurai is the new championship leader. Eggy, well, obviously, he overtook Samurai on the line. He has the 10. That'll probably get removed. So I think actually Eggy is the new championship leader by 1 point again. Adam, try as he might, the streak is over of finishing first or second in every race he's done this season. It's P7 at the moment. I mean, Eggy will get his thing removed. That'll put him to 8th. Finn will probably get some penalties. That'll put him back to 7th. Fantastic stuff from Yannick and Birdie. What a podium that is. That is unbelievable. And I'm sure Kobe, who might be watching, knows he has a lot of work to do. With the top 3 in the championship finishing, what, 7th, 4th, and 5th or something? Kobe will be, what, I don't know, 40 points behind, 30, something like that. Either way, what an Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Oh, I hope you all enjoyed that race. I certainly did. Jesus Christ. I mean, that fastest lap from Evan says it all. He was in a commanding drive today, and the race finished at pretty much 20 past 8 for Ridian's convenience. Right, race director. I think he can probably get his 10 removed now. Right. Evan. Navek. N. Where's the N? N. Is he online? Oh, he's online. Right, Evan. Party invite. Yannick for the first time. Party invite. Saints, whatever. Birdie. Let's call it that. Haha, here we go. Right, the top 3 are joining the party hopefully soon. We got the race winner in. First in the race, first in the party. as you'd expect. Birdie's now joined the party. That's great to see. And we'll wait for Yannick to hopefully join in a sec. Right. What a podium we have in store. There's Yannick. We have the top 3 in the podium. A first ever combination of podium. 2 new debutants in P2 and P3. This is incredible to witness. We'll start off with Evan, the race winner. Evan, are you there, mate? Oh, he's disconnected. Okay, hang on. I might start off with Birdie instead then while Evan joins. Right, Birdie, are you there, mate?
I'm here.
Hi, mate. Wow, this is the first time ever speaking to you. Have you included your audio?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Right, Birdie, for the first time in EXFL Tier 2, you are on the podium. Absolutely fantastic. You had a 3-second penalty when there was a safety car with 3 laps to go. Did you ever think this was possible?
No, not really. I pushed really hard. Just thank God Finn held up the cars, and Samurai and Yannick was fighting behind. Otherwise, thought I was nowhere near it. But
he's done it. The lad's done it. He's got a podium. This is your what? 13th, 14th race or something?
I think so.
Funny little stat. You're what? You had 12 points, 12 career points before last week. You got 4th and got 12 points. So in just one race, you already equaled your thing from whenever you joined last season and whatnot. And then this season, today, you've just got Peath. Wait, so Yannick, you were 3rd, right? And Yannick was 2nd.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. A P3 around Baku. Just what are your thoughts on it? How qualifying P12 and then the race to be P3? Just take us through your thoughts during that race.
Yeah, qualifying was disappointing. Thought I could do better. Didn't hook up a lap properly. Then just the race. Obviously, I spun quite early, annoying. But then I pitted. And I was
that just on you? When you spun?
Pardon?
Was that on you when you spun, or did someone spin you?
I pushed too hard at first. Right, the wall. But yeah, the big safety car did help. Yeah. Big crash. Everyone bunched up, and then I was just electric on the tyres.
Yeah, fair enough. So yeah, you got. I mean, before the last safety car, it was looking actually very interesting with you and Samurai fighting away. And then, that last safety car, my first thought was Birdie will finish like 8th now, unfortunately. But Finn, but again, a bit of teammate play. But also, I'd say only about 20% was down to him. All of it pretty much was on you. Your pace, your race pace is always phenomenal, gaining through the field like that. And even through, I swear, every race you have something go against you, disconnects, a spin or not. You always have great pace to find it back to the front, and hopefully we'll be seeing more of this by the end of the season, because you've been in fantastic form since Silverstone, and I'm great to say, in being a party with you, to say that now. So very much congratulations, and I hope this is the first of many for you. Well done.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah. It's uncanny how much you sound like Dan, by the way. But nice to officially hear from you, and this is a great day for it. On to P2 then. Yannick, are you there, mate?
Yes, hello.
Hello, have you included your audio?
Yes.
Again, first time I'm ever speaking to you as well, my friend.
Yeah.
Hello. P2! Incredible for the RB driver. You joined in Spain. I was going to say Birdie could leave it later, but anyway, you joined in Spain. This is your 5th race, I believe, and your best finish before today was 7th. And I believe it was all of your races pretty much were around that place. And you were a bit under the radar for a lot of this race because of how crazy it was. Let me just swap to RB there real quick. And then I noticed you were in 5th or 6th, and I said at the last race start, you and Matt, 5th and 6th, I was like, I really hope these two finish at least there because they've driven brilliantly today, and you have driven brilliantly. And then a few bits of chaos and your incredible pace put you ahead of the championship leaders. and you've stuck within 3 seconds of birdie to get P2. Carlos Sainz would be proud of that one. Around Baku, absolutely brilliant. How was it from your POV? You qualified. Oh, I'll add one more thing. Heading onto the formation lap, I was theorizing like how crazy Baku can be, and I remember Ricardo obviously won from 10th in 2017. So I remember saying, "Who's 10th?" And it was you.
Yeah.
That's incredible. But yeah, how was it? How was quali in the race from your perspective? Take us through what was going through your mind.
Well, actually, most of the race and qualifying was pretty frustrating. I had multiple disconnects and the strategy didn't work out, and there were incidents occurring around me. And I was expecting a lot more from qualifying because this is always one of my best tracks. So I was quite disappointed with 10th. And yeah, near the end, it wasn't looking too good for me, I thought. And then that safety car came out. That really helped me. And yeah, I pushed hard to get to Finn and stay in that 3 seconds to get P2. And I'm glad it worked out at the end because it wasn't looking good at the start of the race or the middle.
Yeah, I actually forgot. with so much happening in that race, you disconnected and you finished second from starting 10th. Phenomenal. And yeah, obviously a few people under the last safety car did decide to gamble for a pit stop. You stayed out. You were on good enough tyres. Well, actually, no, you pitted for whatever. So much happened. You were on new medium. I remember saying you were on new mediums compared to those guys around on new softs that would die pretty quickly. So you were actually looking pretty good. And yeah, fantastic. I'm so happy for you and Birdie to get your first podium here. And you should enjoy that one. That is, I think, similar to Birdie. I'm pretty sure you've scored more points in that race than you have in all the others combined.
Yeah, probably.
So that kind of just sums it up. I forgot to ask Birdie what his thoughts would be for Singapore next week, but I mean he left too early, so doesn't matter. But yeah, I'll ask you, mate. What are your thoughts on Singapore next week?
Well, I don't really know what to expect from my pace, but from past experience, I know tire wear is very high there, so that could be a bit of a struggle for me. So I'm not expecting another P2, but hopefully another solid points finish.
Well, Singapore is arguably also another crazy street track with a lot of walls like Baku. Maybe not as much, but there are some that will still get you, like the Anderson Bridge and whatnot. So who knows who that could catch out? Because I believe Dello did catch the wall, which caused the last safety car, unfortunately. I will ask, considering you were right ahead of this, what happened to Matt on like the third last lap in turn 3? I don't know if you saw.
Yeah, he was actually trying a move on me. He was dive bombing me, and he outbraked himself. So he lost a lot of positions with that.
Such a shame, because Matt could have been. It could have been very close if Matt could have been P3 today instead of Birdie or wherever Matt could have been.
Yeah,
could have been
he was right there with
Samurai and Evan and whatnot, but not Evan, Eggy. But either way, unfortunate for Matt. A few people messed up. It's like I said right at the start of the stream. Baku for EXFL Tier 2. If you finish, you'll get points. If you do a good race, you'll be on the podium. And you and Birdie certainly did just that. So very much congratulations. And yeah, the slogan really lives up to the hype of expect the unexpected. So yeah, well done, Yannick, on P2. Your first podium in Tier 2. Hope you have a good night. And on to our race winner, our fabulous driver for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, who's, well, I guess redeemed himself a little over the last few races. Evan, are you there this time, mate?
Yes, mate.
Hello, have you included your audio?
Yes, I have.
All right, second time lucky. Evan, you have just won the Azerbaijan Grand Prix in tremendous fashion. That is one of the best drives I've seen for a long, long time. Fully in control, every restart nailed, even one of the restarts. You wanted to lead it because you were ahead of Eggy. Nothing wrong there, by the way. It wasn't you, it was Eggy. Eggy's had issues all evening, unfortunately. He had it last week. It wasn't you, don't worry.
Oh, thank God.
So yeah. You didn't put a foot wrong. You clearly were hitting some walls, but it was clearly showing how much you were pushing. You need confidence around here, and you were the most confident person in the entire lobby. Every restart, you were just gone. No one really could threaten you at any point. An amazing pole lap right at the end. You just had to ruin any chance of Adam's first ever pole by 12 thousandths by going nearly 3/10 quicker. It was, that's one of the best quali race tier 2 drives I've seen in a while. You should be very proud of that, considering how the last 5 or so races have gone. This has definitely put you in a great direction. Just what are your thoughts on the whole thing? And I'm sure you're very happy.
I'm chuffed. I'm chuffed with that performance. You said that I was hitting a few walls. I actually didn't mean to hit them walls half the time. It's because I was locking up so much. I really don't know why it was happening, but I would do I would break the same distance every single lap, but sometimes I think I just put a bit too much pressure on the thing. But I never got any front wing damage, so I'm chill with that.
Yeah.
Overall, I think the race went very well. I think I had a really good ERS strategy for this race. I'd get my ERS in the penultimate corner down to 80%, and then I'd stick it on hot lap to get down to about 54 before the finish line, and then I'd stick it on medium, and then I'd recharge it all in the slow sector 2, and I'd just do that. So I probably owe the win to that. I really struggled on the medium tyres, but I gotta thank Sam for telling me to put on the mediums, because I feel like if I put on the hards it would have been a bit of a different race, because I wouldn't have pulled out the original 6-second gap I had to the cars behind me. I think I dealt with the last couple laps and the 2 safety cars really well. So yeah, I'm really happy with that performance, considering my really bad performances in the last couple of races. So it's nice to finally be back on the podium.
Well, I was going to mention it with a few laps ago, but so much happened I didn't really have time to. But I can now after I've taken a minute to calm down. Obviously, I had a little chat with you after last week's race.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to be firm but fair, and because you didn't really respond, I kind of thought either that's actually gotten to him or he's just ignoring me. I think I know my answer now.
Yeah, I'll tell you now.
Yeah.
It definitely got to me. So
good. And well, look at the result. It's done. Honestly, I'm so happy that you've had a result like this today, mate. Well done. And in terms of a championship standpoint, you were 48 points behind Adam. You were 28 points behind Kobe. You're only 3 points off Kobe now, just to point that out. And you're only, if you were 48 behind Adam and he got, let's say, 7th, so you gained 19 on him, 48, 29. You're only, considering you were 26 points off a few races ago, and then obviously the things happened, so it's gone to 48. Considering you've nearly just undone all your bad luck in the last few races to get it back to 29. Considering Kobe's, oh my god, Kobe's only going to be 26 point. Oh my god, the 5-way fight might be back on now. I'm not going to lie. The top 5 are covered by 29 points. You're
There's
back
a lot
in
to
this,
play
mate.
for.
And I do not want to see any of you, because you're the only one who said it, say championship's over and whatnot. Any one of you 5 could win this. Races like today just show how in the open it is. Samurai's Eggy's leading the championship now by 1 point again. It's swapping all the time. And then here are you and Kobe, who are, you've got both have got the most poles, got the most wins this season. That's your 5th pole and 4th win, so congratulations to that.
Yeah.
Any driver would be very happy to get that in one season. That's phenomenal. It's actually kind of funny. Every time you've been on the podium this season, you've won. You don't take P2s or P3s.
Yeah, no,
Which is pretty cool.
I must say, from a personal standpoint, I literally don't like anything else but P1.
I love that.
I'm not exactly too proud of myself if I get just a regular P2 or P3. So
that's fair.
I always push for first, and I got it today.
That's a big one hand, but also on the other, you got to appreciate the points that other positions give you and whatnot. You can't just, if the bad race has gone with a 5th or whatnot, you still got to appreciate the points you've got to add them up, and that would be like in the last 5 or so races, if you just didn't give up, maybe settled for a 7th or an 8th or whatnot, they add up, and they might add up to 29 points. You never know. But it's in the past now, and you've clearly made a major step forward. The first third of the season, you were driving like this. The second third, we ignore that now, and the final third is the comeback, the redemption arc. And who knows? Only one can win this thing, and we got 5 people in it. So 4 people are definitely gonna, in 6 weeks' time, is not going to be happy. But one of you, it could be you. You never know. I mean, you're the one who's got nothing to lose at the moment, still being 5th, but it's close. Kobe's going to return, and with you two only 3 points apart, this could genuinely be the biggest Tier 2 championship we've ever had. We've had maybe 3 people with 6 races to go, and then it turns into 2. It always turns into 2 by the end. I mean, yeah, by the final race, we've never had more than 2. So the fact we have 5 people, with no offense to the top 3, I'm not gonna lie, probably 4th and 5th being the quickest at the moment. Anything's up for grabs. But yeah, I'll ask you as well. How are you feeling for Singapore next week?
I'm gonna have to do a lot of practice. I'm not good at Singapore. Well, actually, I feel confident-ish, but I do have trouble smacking some walls there. So
yeah, well, if you do what you did today, I'm sure if you hit a few walls, it won't be too detrimental. We always know, because you've done it. I think literally every pole you've done this season, bar maybe one, you were not on provisional pole when you crossed the line. You weren't even near, like, even the top. You have this magic this season where on the last run you deliver something out of nowhere. I swear, in the earlier races you were literally last because you didn't get a lap time in the whole session, and then right at the end, boom, Japan, what was it, Spain, and then today. I mean, you were like 5th or whatever, but yeah, it was like 2018 Italy. Like, someone crosses the line, nope, someone else crosses the line, pole, and then you cross the line, and now you're on pole. It was great. So very well done. An excellent qualifier, and I'm really glad you've turned a new page now. And I'm just, even how you sound is just a lot, just more uplifting. So I hope you carry this on for the rest of the season.
I hope I do too.
6 to go.
So
6 to go, 29 points. That could literally be 4 points after next week. You never know at this rate. It's all to play for. This is Tier 2. Expect the unexpected. Anything can happen. So yeah, well done today. Well done to Yannick and Birdie, our new debutants on the podium. I'm pretty sure Eggy will get his 10 set removed, which puts him 4th. He overtook Samurai just on the line. And I was going, Samurai is the new championship leader, but it's actually Eggy. So Samurai was 1 point ahead. Now Eggy will be 1 point ahead. Adam will probably finish 7th or something. Finn will probably get a few penalties. But something for certain, though, Evan has won the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And we will see you in 1 week's time for the Singapore Grand Prix.